Have you ever asked yourself why, when you cross the threshold of 60, life seems to change? Suddenly, you find yourself alone, with no one to turn to, no family reaching out to check on you. The world, it seems, moves on without you. It's like being invisible, lost in the noise of a world that no longer sees you. You've spent your life caring for others, but now that you're older, it feels like the love and care you once gave has disappeared. The worst part? The slow realization that those you've sacrificed everything for, those you've dedicated your life to, are no longer there for you when you need them most. It's painful. It's real. And it's a feeling so many seniors face, yet rarely talk about. No one wants to admit the loneliness, the abandonment, the silence that comes when we grow older and the world seems to have forgotten us. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to stay this way. There's power in choosing yourself, in realizing that your worth isn't tied to what you can give to others. It's time to embrace the idea that it's okay to put yourself first, to stop waiting for others to validate your existence. Because no matter how old you are, you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to choose your own life. If you're feeling forgotten, if you've ever experienced the heartbreak of being pushed aside by those you love, then this story is for you. Watch this video till the end and you'll understand why it's never too late to start over. Choosing yourself, even in your later years, can be the most powerful and liberating decision you can make. The video opens with the image of a woman in her late 60s sitting alone at a kitchen table, looking out of the window at an empty street. Her face is a map of years lived, with laughter, tears, and love etched in every line. Outside, the world is bustling with activity, people walking by, cars zooming past. But in her quiet home, she is alone. There's no one to greet her when she wakes up in the morning. No one to share a cup of coffee with. No one to ask her how she's feeling. The camera zooms in on her face, capturing the moment when she realizes that life has moved on without her as she stirs the coffee in her cup, lost in thought. She turns her gaze from the window to the picture on the wall, a photo of her children long grown up and far away. A gentle sigh escapes her lips. She reaches out to touch the picture frame, but for a moment it feels like the distance between them is too great. As she looks at the empty room, we hear her voice, soft yet steady. I spent my whole life living for others, giving everything I had. And now, what do I have left? Her voice trails off as the camera pulls away, capturing her sitting there alone, but we can feel the strength beneath the silence. She hasn't given up. She hasn't surrendered to the loneliness. In her eyes, there's a quiet determination that maybe, just maybe, it's time to reclaim her life. For many, growing older means confronting the undeniable truth that the world doesn't revolve around you anymore. Children grow up and move away. Friends pass on, or they too get busy with their own lives. Your career ends. Your partner is no longer by your side. It feels like the world has shifted, leaving you behind. You're faced with the stark reality of being alone, of feeling like you no longer have a place in the lives of the people who once depended on you. This is a bitter pill to swallow, but it's one that many seniors find themselves facing. It's hard to accept that the world doesn't stop for you. It's hard to feel like your life no longer has purpose, especially when you've given so much to others. But that doesn't mean your story is over. It doesn't mean that you are forgotten. And it certainly doesn't mean that you can't find joy and fulfillment again. The challenge for many older adults is realizing that their value is not in what they can give to others. Your worth is not defined by your role as a mother, a wife, a caregiver. Your worth is intrinsic. It's in who you are as a person, regardless of your age. The journey to reclaiming that sense of self-worth is not easy, but it is possible. The turning point comes when you realize that your life doesn't have to be defined by your circumstances or the people around you. You don't have to wait for your children, your family, or anyone else to give you permission to live your life. You don't need anyone's approval to choose your own path. In fact, the most empowering choice you can make is to choose yourself. When you choose yourself, you give yourself permission to live for your own happiness, your own peace, your own health. You stop living for others and instead you live for you. This doesn't mean abandoning your loved ones, but it does mean you stop sacrificing your own well-being for their sake. Choosing yourself is about finding your own strength, even if it means starting over. It's about looking inward and realizing that you still have the power to change your life, no matter how old you are. You don't have to be defined by your past. Your future is still yours to shape. This section sets up the emotional pain many older adults feel when they realize they have been forgotten or abandoned. It connects with the audience by speaking directly to their fears and insecurities. It encourages them to keep watching, promising that by the end of the video, they will understand how to reclaim their worth and find peace, even in later years. Martha had always dreamed of a peaceful retirement. She imagined herself sitting on the porch with the love of her life, Tom enjoying the sunset over the hills of Kentucky. She pictured quiet evenings with her son, Jacob, and maybe someday grandchildren running through the yard. That was the life she had worked for, sacrificed for, and planned for. But life doesn't always go as planned. Martha's world shattered when Tom died unexpectedly. One morning, he left for work like any other day. He kissed her goodbye, poured his coffee into his thermos, and told her not to wait up. He didn't come home. He was killed in a workplace accident, and in that moment, everything changed. The grief hit Martha like a heavy weight, but there was no time for tears. She had to keep going for herself and for Jacob. In the days that followed, Martha tried to keep it together. She went through the motions of the funeral, accepting condolences from people she hardly knew. But deep down, she felt numb. She had lost the love of her life, and the promise of peaceful days ahead felt so far away. A week later, a man from Tom's workplace came to her door with a check. The company didn't carry proper insurance, and the amount they were offering her was minimal at best, $40,000. She felt a rush of anger and betrayal. This was her husband's life reduced to a pitiful sum. It wasn't enough. It would never be enough. But she took the check, folded it, and placed it in the back of a drawer, where it stayed hidden for months. This money, though, would only last so long. With Tom gone, Martha was left to fend for herself. Bills piled up quickly, mortgage, taxes, utilities, and she had no choice but to stretch every dollar. She cut corners wherever she could. Meat became a luxury she could no longer afford. She picked up odd jobs around the neighborhood, sewing, mending, and selling eggs from the chickens in her backyard. Despite her best efforts, the financial strain was overwhelming. But she couldn't let Jacob know. She couldn't bear to admit how bad things had gotten. Jacob, still in high school, wanted to help, but Martha refused. She didn't want him to sacrifice his future. "Your father wanted better for you," she'd say, hiding the fear in her heart. She didn't want him to carry the burden of their financial struggles, so she kept pushing through, even when every day felt like a battle. The weight of it all, the loneliness, the constant worry, it was wearing her down. But life, as it often does, had another blow in store. Jacob graduated from high school, and Martha hoped that maybe, just maybe, things would start to improve. But when Jacob approached her with a request, it felt like another crushing moment. He had dreams of moving to Chicago. He wanted to escape their small town, make something of himself. He had found a job and the pay was decent. He was ready to start his life. But there was one thing standing in his way: money for a down payment on an apartment. And he was asking Martha for help. Martha had already given so much. She had given up her dreams, her financial security, and her happiness for her family. And now she was being asked to give more. Her first instinct was to say no, but when she looked at Jacob, his eyes filled with hope. She couldn't bring herself to turn him down. She sold the little savings she had left, giving him every penny, $40,000, hoping that it would help him build the life he deserved. But Martha never got a thank you. No acknowledgement. No promise to repay. Jacob bought the apartment, and for a short time, he kept in touch. He sent Martha photos of the small, unfinished apartment in the city. She looked at the pictures every day, convinced that her sacrifice was worth it. Yet slowly the calls stopped. The visits stopped. And the silence grew. Martha's phone calls went unanswered. Her letters were ignored. Jacob, now living his life in the city, had moved on. The space between them grew, not with a bang, but with the slow, quiet passage of time. It was as if Martha had become invisible. Her sacrifices, her love, all of it had been forgotten. She continued to send care packages, socks, cookies, small gifts, but they went unappreciated. Martha told herself that maybe he was too busy, that he was just adjusting to his new life. But deep down, she knew the truth. The final blow came when Martha found out, not from Jacob, but from a neighbor, that Jacob was getting married. She wasn't invited. No phone call, no mention of the wedding. The invitation came through a neighbor, and when she saw it, the pain hit her like a physical blow. It was as if her existence had been erased from his life entirely. She went to the wedding, hoping for some acknowledgement, some sign that she still mattered. But at the ceremony, she was ignored. She sat alone in the back row, the farthest from the bride and groom. Jacob didn't look in her direction. No one asked her to join the family in photographs. She was just a shadow in the background. As the reception continued, Martha slipped away, her heart heavy with grief. She had given so much, sacrificed everything for her son, and now she was nothing. She left before dessert, her heart breaking. Many people, especially older women, will relate deeply to Martha's story. It's the story of a mother who gave everything to her family, only to be forgotten and left behind. This story resonates with so many older adults who have felt abandoned by their children, who spent years caring for others, only to realize that when they needed support, they were left to fend for themselves. But Martha's story is not just about loss and abandonment. It's about realizing that no matter how much we give to others, we must also give to ourselves. Martha's journey shows us that even when we feel forgotten, we still have the power to reclaim our lives. As you read Martha's story, think about your own life. Have you ever felt forgotten by those you've cared for? Have you ever wondered if the sacrifices you've made for your family were worth it? Martha's pain is a reflection of so many of us, especially as we grow older. It's a reminder that we must learn to care for ourselves, to find strength within ourselves, and to choose ourselves, even when we feel like we have nothing left to give. This section delves into Martha's deep personal loss and the struggles she faced, both financially and emotionally. It paints a picture of a woman who gave everything for her family and was left with nothing but silence. This section resonates with many viewers who have felt the sting of abandonment and forgotten love. It serves as the emotional anchor for the rest of the story, setting up the journey of self-discovery and empowerment that will follow. As Martha sat in the back of the church, her heart breaking into pieces, she realized that her entire life had been built around the idea of being needed. She had lived for others, for her husband, for her son. But when it came time for her to be supported, she found herself completely alone. It wasn't just about the money or the fact that her son hadn't even bothered to acknowledge her at his wedding. It was about the profound realization that she had spent her life defining herself through what she could give to others, not through who she truly was. For many, this story strikes a painful chord. It's the story of giving everything and receiving little in return. But more importantly, it's about understanding that in the end, no matter how much you give, you have to learn to find your own worth outside of others' needs. It's a lesson many people learn later in life, often through heartbreaking experiences. When you are always the one caring for others, it becomes easy to forget that your needs matter too. We often tell ourselves that we are needed, that our worth is defined by our usefulness to others. But this story reveals a truth that many of us refuse to see. If you don't choose yourself, no one else will. Martha's story is not unique. It's a story that millions of people, especially older adults, can relate to. The pain of being taken for granted, the loneliness of being forgotten by the very people you devoted your life to, and the difficult realization that you are no longer needed. These are feelings that many experience in their later years. But the most profound lesson in Martha's journey is that it's never too late to choose yourself. The first step in reclaiming your life is understanding that you are not defined by what you give to others. You are valuable simply because you exist. Martha's turning point came when she made the decision to stop waiting for validation from her son or anyone else. She decided that her life would not be defined by her sacrifices, but by the choices she made for herself. This was the moment when she chose to break free from the chains of feeling useless and unwanted. The lesson here is clear. You are not a burden just because you need help. You are not less worthy because you can't offer the same level of support that you once did. In fact, choosing to take care of yourself is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It doesn't mean you are abandoning your family or that you are selfish. It means that you are acknowledging your own needs and respecting your own worth. Martha took action by selling her house and moving to a smaller, more manageable apartment. She let go of the past and started fresh. She found a new job at the local church and began to rebuild her life. She didn't do this because she had to, but because she realized that she deserved more than a life of loneliness and despair. Martha's decision to start over wasn't about running away from her problems, but about taking control of her own destiny. She stopped waiting for her son to come back and take care of her. She decided to take care of herself instead. The same can be true for anyone facing the same challenges. If you find yourself in a similar position where you feel like you have nothing left, ask yourself this: what can I do for myself right now to improve my life? It doesn't have to be a drastic change, but it does need to be a conscious choice. Start small. Maybe it's setting boundaries with family members who don't appreciate you. Maybe it's finding a hobby that brings you joy. Or perhaps it's seeking out new friendships and connections that remind you that you are not alone. The most powerful part of Martha's story is her ability to find peace in the face of adversity. When she let go of her expectations of others and stopped waiting for them to fix her life, she found that the peace she had been searching for was within her all along. She stopped trying to fill the void with her son's approval and instead focused on filling it with her own self-worth. One of the first steps Martha took was to set new goals for herself. She started small, planting herbs in pots by her window, getting involved in the church, finding ways to keep herself busy and engaged. These small acts of self-care helped her to regain a sense of control over her life. She didn't have to rely on anyone else to give her permission to be happy. She chose happiness for herself, and that choice was the turning point in her journey. Choosing yourself doesn't always mean cutting off the people you love, but it does mean no longer sacrificing your well-being for them. For years, Martha had lived for others, but now she was living for herself. And this was the key to her transformation. It wasn't just about surviving. Martha was learning how to live again. Martha's story is about breaking free from the idea that your worth is tied to what you can give to others. She realized that by focusing on her own needs and desires, she could begin to heal from the wounds of the past. This doesn't mean that the pain of being abandoned and neglected disappears overnight, but it does mean that you can begin to find a sense of peace within yourself. In the process of reclaiming her life, Martha also began to rebuild her self-respect. She didn't have to wait for her son to come back and apologize, or for him to recognize all that she had done for him. She found her own validation. She stopped letting the silence from her son define her worth. She began to see herself as a person deserving of love, respect, and care, regardless of what her family thought or didn't think. Martha's choice to start over wasn't an act of desperation. It was an act of strength. She chose herself not because she had no other options, but because she knew she deserved better. She had spent so many years living for others that she had forgotten how to live for herself. But once she made the decision to put herself first, she was able to create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and peace. Martha's story offers a profound lesson for all of us. It reminds us that no matter how old we are, it's never too late to make a change. We don't have to wait for others to give us permission to live our lives. We can choose to live for ourselves, to set boundaries, to take care of our own needs. And when we do, we reclaim our power and our worth. This lesson is not just for those who feel abandoned by their families, but for anyone who feels like their life has lost direction or meaning. Martha's decision to choose herself shows us that no matter how difficult our circumstances are, we can always choose to take control of our future. This section provides a deep dive into how Martha found her strength and reclaimed her life. It highlights the powerful lesson that we must prioritize ourselves and that choosing ourselves is not selfish. It's necessary for our well-being. By letting go of the past and accepting that we deserve more, we can begin to heal and create a new path for ourselves. Martha's transformation serves as a reminder that we are never too old to choose our happiness and find peace. As Martha settled into her new life, her world was quieter, but it was also filled with a new sense of peace. She had stopped chasing validation, stopped waiting for someone to acknowledge her sacrifices, and stopped living for others. For the first time in years, she could breathe freely without the weight of expectations bearing down on her shoulders. The apartment she had moved into was small, but it had sunlight that filled the rooms with warmth. It had quiet, a space for her to reflect and find solace in her own company. Her days were simple, but they were fulfilling. Every morning, she woke up early, tied her hair back, and walked to the local church where she worked cleaning the floors and dusting the pews before anyone else arrived. It wasn't glamorous work, but it was enough. It paid for her groceries, her utilities, and the occasional cup of coffee at the diner across the street. And most importantly, it gave her a sense of purpose that she hadn't felt in years. She had spent decades living for her family, but now she was living for herself. Martha didn't need a grand life to feel fulfilled. She found joy in small victories, like watching the plants she'd started grow in pots by her window, or taking a walk to the corner store on Fridays to buy herself flowers. She stopped waiting for anyone to bring her happiness. She found it within herself. This transformation wasn't immediate. It took time and it wasn't always easy, but it was hers. She had chosen to reclaim her life, and in doing so, she found a strength she didn't know she had. Martha's journey is one of strength, resilience, and self-love. But it's also a story of connection. As much as she had to learn to stand on her own, she also learned that she wasn't alone. There are countless others like Martha, people who have given so much to others and are now facing their golden years with uncertainty, loneliness, and heartache. Yet, there is power in knowing that you are not alone in your struggles. For those of you watching who feel like Martha, who feel forgotten, overlooked, or like your life no longer has meaning, let me remind you of something important. You matter. Your story isn't over. You still have the power to choose your life, to reclaim your peace, and to find joy in your own company. And you are not invisible. You are seen, you are heard, and you deserve to live a life full of dignity and love. It's easy to feel alone when the world seems to move on without you, but the truth is that there are so many people out there, just like you, who are facing similar challenges. There's strength in unity, and there's power in sharing our stories. The more we speak out about the challenges we face, the more we realize that we are not alone. Martha's story is a universal one, and it's time for all of us to share our stories, to connect with others who understand, and to support each other in our journeys. Now, I want to ask you a question. Have you been living for others at the expense of your own well-being? Have you sacrificed your happiness, your peace, or your sense of self in order to make others happy? If so, it's time to make a change. The first step is to choose yourself. You don't have to wait for others to make the first move. You don't have to wait for your children, your friends, or anyone else to validate you. It's time to validate yourself. Take a moment and think about what you need, what makes you happy, and what brings you peace. It could be something small, like taking a walk in nature or starting a new hobby. It could be something bigger, like finding a job that brings you joy, or setting boundaries with family members who have taken you for granted. Choosing yourself isn't easy, but it's the most important thing you can do for your well-being. Martha had to learn this the hard way, but once she did, she found a sense of peace and strength that she had never known before. And the same is true for you. You don't have to wait for someone else to give you permission to live your life. You have the power to create the life you want, no matter what your circumstances are. So if you're watching this right now and you've ever felt forgotten or invisible, know that your story is not over. You still have time to reclaim your worth and your peace. You are not alone, and you are never too old to make a change. The decision to choose yourself is the first step in a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you're ready to take that first step and choose yourself, I want to hear from you. Let's make a pact to reclaim our lives, to choose ourselves, and to support one another in this journey. If you've ever felt like Martha, forgotten, abandoned, or lost, take a moment and comment below. Share your thoughts, your struggles, and your victories. Let's create a community where we can support one another, where we can lift each other up, and where we can remind each other that we are not alone. If you believe that this story can help someone you know, please share it with them. Whether it's your mother, a friend, or a neighbor, sharing this message could be the first step in helping someone else find their own peace and strength. Together, we can build a world where no one has to feel invisible or forgotten. Let's be the change we want to see. In the end, the most important thing to remember is this: you matter. No matter how old you are, no matter how difficult life has been, you have the power to choose your life. You are not invisible. You are not a burden. You are a person with stories, with wisdom, with strength, and you are worthy of peace and love. It's never too late to choose yourself, and it's never too late to create the life you deserve. This final section focuses on Martha's transformation, the power of choosing yourself, and the importance of community and connection. It encourages viewers to take action, reclaim their self-worth, and supports the idea that they are not alone in their struggles. The call to action invites the audience to comment, share, and engage with others in a supportive community, emphasizing that the journey to empowerment begins with the decision to choose oneself. The overall message is one of hope, strength, and the power of self-love.